Today is the day that Stormtrooper goes in and has surgery.
Yeah, we're getting the transmission. Well, he started today. It's a Friday, so unfortunately we're gonna have to wait the whole weekend because they don't work all weekend, but they'll get started on it today, and he said he might be done on Monday, so that would be great. That would be fantastic. We can get back on the road
And head south before the snow flies.
Yeah, because man, it's gonna be here any minute. It was down in the low 20s just a couple days ago,
yeah.
So it's coming.
So we have moved out of the house.
Which is the van.
Well, I mean, we're used to always having everything we need.
Yeah.
So we got a hotel for 4 days that accepts dogs. And to take what you need for 4 days for us and a dog, it seemed like we took 10 trips into that hotel.
Yeah, I know. It was a lot more than I thought we were going to take, but to keep costs down, we're trying to do our own cooking, and it has a little kitchenette, so I think it's going to work out good.
Yeah, it is.
We had to take a Uber or taxi or whatever from here back to the hotel, but it should work. This is usually where I do the segment of this is where we're boondocking, but that obviously is not happening. So while our car is in the shop, we've been looking for a place to stay, and Carrie found this special. It's a fall special, 4 days, and that's exactly what we needed, was 4 nights. So this is extended stay America. We have to have a place that allows pets and has a kitchenette, so we can not go out to dinner or breakfast every single day and save a little bit of money. But we're very thankful to have found this spot. I think it has everything we need. And the length of time is just perfect. I apologize for the road noise behind me, but that's just the way it is here in the city. Let's go inside and take a look. We are at the top on the 4th floor, and Rudel and I have been taking the stairs because Rudel doesn't really like the elevator, at least the sounds of the elevator, and I just need the exercise. So we're going up to the top here, and then we'll take a quick look at the room. All right, here is our room, number 409. Like the cleaner, easy to remember. And Rudel says hi.
Neither one of us slept well
So right
last
off the bat, we have the
Dave
bathroom.
slept in the van, and I slept in the hotel.
This is kind of special if you're a
Rudel.
nomad and you're not used to a tub, because this
Both
is,
of us
Carrie loves
only
to
got
soak
like
in
2
hot
hours of
water.
sleep each.
And
Yeah,
so that
gonna
is
head
pretty
back to
special,
the
because the hot
hotel
springs,
and
the natural hot
probably
springs are far
Yeah.
and few between.
All right. I've
Guess
taken
we're gonna get this rolling.
multiple baths
Go
already.
in and talk to
She
them.
has, yeah, like I'd say 2 a day probably.
I even bought bubble bath just for that occasion.
You got to make the best of it. So I guess my favorite part is just being able to have our kitchenette right here. So it's super nice to do dishes when you don't have to conserve every ounce of water. Not that we're not conserving, we still got our bowl in the sink. But we've got all of our dishes. We just brought our food from the freezer and the refrigerator and put it into their freezer and refrigerator, which saves a ton of money.
Which normally you don't think about when you're a nomad, but because our van is in the shop for 4 days with no driving and no solar, our fridge and freezer could possibly drain our batteries.
Yeah, 4 days of being in the shop. So
Yeah.
this worked out pretty darn well.
Really well, yes.
Nice big room. We've got a window with a view.
We each have our own bed.
We each have our own bed, and we are not used to that because it's usually almost all 3 of us on one little tiny bed. So these beds feel like they're some kind of California king or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's not home. We would prefer to be in the van.
Yeah.
But it has been very convenient for our needs.
It has been.
So.
Even though I've been comfortable here, I'd still rather sleep in the van any day of the week.
And Rudel knows that Dave has a round orange thing in his pocket. Dave was trying to hide it from him.
He figured it out. He's too smart.
Rudel also doesn't like the elevator very much. Stormtrooper is all done with a newly refurbished transmission installed and ready to roll. So it is time for us to check out and head south as soon as possible. But don't worry, we will have a video coming up very soon where we talk all things transmission, and we have invited Kip from ProMasters Only to join us. We are officially on the road south to the lower 48. This is day one. It's early for us. It's 23 degrees when we left our spot at 8 a.m.
Yep. It's hard to see it right now, but it's actually snowing. Super light. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, but we're seeing a few snowflakes.
I am a little bit sad to be leaving Alaska without being able to photograph the mountains completely covered in snow. It's just that van life in extreme cold weather and snow, it's hard. And driving 2,000 miles.
Yeah, I don't want to chain up for 2,000 miles. I like putting chains on and all, but not for that long.
So we're heading out before we have to make too many life changes here. Stormtrooper's doing good. New transmission is purring along. He sounds good. Everything feels smooth. And it's time to put some miles in.
It is.
This is our last night in Alaska. Tomorrow we'll be crossing the Canadian border as we head south to the lower 48. Look at that, that's ice. It's currently 36 degrees. We found a free little campground. We're the only ones in it. And the sandhill cranes are also migrating. You might be able to hear them in the distance. Look at this beautiful lake. Man. Go, get your ball. Come on, get your ball. Come on, good boy. What a cool trail. can't remember the last time we drove at night.
Yeah, we don't like driving at night. You never know if the animals are going to be crossing the road or not. And you just can't see them in time.
The sun is actually just setting, so it's not quite dark yet. We are 15 minutes away from our destination. We chose to push it longer today so that we could take tomorrow off.
Yeah, we need a down day.
We've been doing some long drive days.
There's a tiny chance of northern lights tonight if the sky clears up. So it might be a long night as well.
Not just any chance, like spectacular chance of northern lights tonight.
Yeah, if the clouds clear up.
And Rudolph's back there riding like a champ. Dave, the clouds are going to clear up.
I hope so.
Somebody in the back is excited because he knows we're here. Probably just take this first one, Dave, if it's open.
Yeah, which way's north?
Big dip. As we had a very long drive day today and we did not get to play ball, this is how we make it up to Rudolph. Landon. The next day, we were delighted to watch local hunters load their float plane and head off to their hunting cabin. Today, for us, is a rest day and an editing day. By the way, does this lake look familiar? We were quite surprised to wake up to a dusting of snow, as it was not forecasted. What'd you say this morning before we left?
We gotta get going if we want to stay ahead of the weather.
What blizzard? It's not a blizzard. It's just a few snowflakes. It's coming out of the east.
Big blizzard moving in.
What blizzard? It's a couple of flakes.
Don't you listen to the weather?
I make the weather. Oh, this moisture coming up out of the Gulf is going to push us to the east.
We stopped at a little pull off here, get Rudel out a little bit. I had to use the facilities, and the snow is starting to accumulate. If it gets much deeper, we'll have to make a decision whether to put chains on or just to pull over and wait it out, because we've got a lot of kilometers to go today to get to our destination. But we're not going to push it. If it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Meanwhile, Rudel gets to play in the snow, which he absolutely loves. Yeah, he's having a good time. He needs to get out and stretch a little bit as well. Oh, Rudel Doodle. Where's the ball? Oh, you got it. You got it. Good boy. Yeah, we got a couple inches on the ground already. And it's not really the depth of snow that makes you have to put chains on, it's the traction. So once that gets frozen underneath the snow, that's when you have to worry about the traction.
highlight of today's drive was seeing these bison.
Bunch of babies. Whoa, they're awesome, aren't they? Bison.
Although we wanted to stay in Alaska for the first snowfall and see everything covered in white and play in the snow, we knew we couldn't do that because, well, we didn't want to drive 2,000 miles in snow.
Yeah, not with chains on at 20 miles an hour.
Today is a perfect example of that. We did not see snow in the forecast. It was really light. I think the most that we saw on the road was 2 inches, but it turned our short drive day of 4 hours into a 7-hour drive day.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we did not have to chain up, but driving a non-4-wheel drive or even a 4-wheel drive vehicle, you have to heed caution on these icy, snowy
Yeah,
roads.
we did see 2 vehicles that had went off the side of the road. One flipped upside down and one was like 50 yards off the road.
Down a steep embankment. And luckily, it looks like everybody walked away, but this was such a light amount of snow. It can be very bad and very dangerous out here if you don't come prepared. So we're trying to beat the heavy snow. I think we're just ahead of it, and we're 15 minutes away from our destination today. I'll give you a hint. Ever since I've seen pictures of this hot spring, I knew I wanted to come here.
Yeah, this is just one of those places. We expect it to be busy, but you just can't miss it.
Yeah. And we're super excited because we're meeting friends here. So we drove from Anchorage, we drove 18 hours to get here. From Calgary, they drove 18 hours to get here.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to seeing them again. Wow, that's beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
That is one gorgeous river. Share, huh?
Yeah, we'll just share.
We'll ask them what they want to do.
I'm just gonna back up to him.
This is the trailhead for Laird River Hot Spring. It's also a provincial park and a campground. And the trailhead's kind of at the side of it. And you can see the fence going around it, and I'll show a little bit more of it later. But this is the bear fence, and it's electrified. But currently it's not, so they only turn that on at night from what I understand. And then the gate locks up and the hot spring is closed for the night and then reopens in the morning. Very unique. All right, so this is the entrance to the trail, the electric gate. And so initially I thought like maybe the path to the hot spring, and the hot spring is protected by the electric fence, but no, it's the campground. This fence goes completely around the campground. The walk to the hot spring itself is just beautiful and unique. This is a warm water marsh. So it gets a little bit less snow than the surrounding areas. And so because of that reason, it's a refuge for moose to come and hang out in the wintertime in the marsh itself. And it's not uncommon to see them. So we'll be keeping our eyes out for that. It also could be a place where bear could be. You have to be bear aware and prepared here. And it's not unheard of to see bison in the area as well.
We were visiting during Canada's Thanksgiving weekend, and it was very busy. If you come here during the winter, there is a very good chance you will have this entire hot spring to yourself.
Like I have nothing no fodder to like. It's nice and cold over that, but I'm good. Yes, he does.
How did that go?
It's such a, it was too long, I think. I was like,
It was like 3 or 4 hours, wasn't it? I don't know. I didn't keep track.
Yeah,
it seemed like a long time.
Hungry.
Yeah.
We start fantasizing about dinner. That's the only thing we're
I've been thinking about the same thing. I'm getting hungry too.
we were thinking about chips and Twizzlers.
We are both sharing the same campsite here. And it is a cold day, so we got a fire going and we're cooking dinner on the fire. So we're having like a hobo stew kind of a dinner.
We're having turkey dinner number 2.
Turkey dinner number 2, yeah, with the
what is it, shepherd's pie?
Shepherd's pie.
It's leftover turkey dinner. Green beans, mushroom soup, stuffing, mashed potatoes with gravy on top.
Oh,
those are done. I can tell.
Okay, so she has those up.
Okay, yeah.
So that's perfect.
How's the stuffing look?
It looks awesome.
Here, let's check out the stuffing.
Oh, it does look good. That's the mashed potatoes. Carrie, can you lift that?
Well, these are instant mashed potatoes, so don't judge us on that.
With lots of butter.
You can't go wrong with butter.
And the stew's over there. So it's getting close to dinner time. We're gonna relax a little bit, have some warm, hot dinner around the campfire.
And good company.
And good company. Enjoy yourselves. And then I'm guessing Carrie and Colleen are probably gonna head back to the hot spring.
Yep, we are.
What do I do? Hold his tail up? Spin him around?
Put it on the bungee, the rope.
Okay, dude. Pivot. Where are you going?
Yeah, I was kind of bummed because there was one lake farm that was
Our visit was too short. We always love hanging out with Ron and Colleen, but they had to go back to work and we needed to continue south as snow is in the forecast.
Yesterday we arrived here and it was blue skies and sunny, really very nice. Looks like there's a few storms moving in right now, rain, snow mix in the next several days, but I think it's still going to be a great spot to stay. We have traveled 1,700 miles in the last week, and we're just looking for a location where we can slow it down and get back into our old routine of spending more than one night in one spot. And I think that's just kind of what we all enjoy the most, especially Rudel. He likes a little bit of a routine where he gets to play his ball and gets to stay outside a lot during the day. We like that too. But we are about 150 miles north of Prince George, British Columbia, Canada. About 500 or 600 miles away from the US border. We were concerned a little bit and pushed it to head south just so we wouldn't get trapped on snowpack roads for a couple thousand miles. And that's why we pushed it. But we're in a spot now, I think we can get back to our old routine. There's no hurry. This morning, Rudel spotted a moose right across the river in that meadow. There's a creek coming in too. I don't think we would have seen it without him. And then we were just watching after that, and two more moose came out of the woods and crossed in front of us. So that was a super treat. And now, when I thought it was gonna rain or something, it looks like I'm seeing just a couple of snowflakes. I'm thinking that's the only thing that could make this better is if we got to see some snow today. I'm hoping so. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna sit by the fire, keep warm.
Oh, you gotta bring it over here.
And hopefully it's a snow event.
You gotta bring it over here.
I'm just like a little kid in the snow. I never get tired of it. Because usually if we do get tired of it, well, we leave and we find a warmer spot, but I love snow.
If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.